Good morning. Oh gosh, I was sweaty. Um, it was a cold night last night, and it's me, Daniel. Gosh, I feel like it's 1991 and 92, and I was living in the Bay Area, and I was playing soccer. I was on this team called the Stingers. Um, um, I was on a soccer team called Stingers, and I was a goalie and I was a forward. So here is my situation for today. It's the 20th. It's 1:04 or it's 11:04. Hello 14, like it's a Jeep on a clock. Hello. Don't get me sick on that VIN number like I was in Stewart, California. Going from from Fort Pierce to Fort Lauderdale, and it wound up clunking out. And talk about clunking out. I've gone through some things, and I think a lot of people have gone through some things. Clunk, 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 clunk. You've got too much junk. I ain't got too much junk. But when it's all spread over the world, who's gonna do George? Washington. Della Bill. So we have I laugh at myself. And I do this all the time. No, I was just telling the librarian Christopher here that I miss my friend Clifford Fong from Lauren Eden, and my friend Chris Gomez, Kevin Jones, Chris Gomez, the Rojas's, Jennifer and Jason, Dewan Armstrong, Dusty Henderson, Danielito, Ramon, David, Inshallah, Nini Nuna. Just a few other people. It's been people, and it's just like people, who I can remember just from going through everything. But it was like going through a reenactment of Mimi, right? During this whole entire situation. And I'm here, and there's here and there. Near, far, wherever you are. But I'm here like I'm a pharmacy, right? Like I'm a pharmacy. What's up, Pam? How you doing? Hope everything is good. But I got the remedy, right? And it's like, looking back at me, I can see that I never really got it right. I never stopped to think of you. I'm always wrapped up in things I couldn't win. You got the antidote that got me by. Something strong like a drug that got me high. And what I really meant to say. But hold up. I never really wanted you to see the screwed up side of me, and I can't. Right? That's what they say. That's what they say, and they put me into that position, right? And to where it goes into my D3, which wound up going from, okay, now we're just talking about this, which went for Marlboro Menthol, which wound up going underneath my D3 for data, which wound up going representing a county, a county, a city, a map, a diverse situation. And, I had to do America Online. I had to do America Online trials at first. My cousin had it in the South Bay, and I would go over there every weekend when American Lawn started looking up. And it wasn't just me trying to do a Motorola or, meet up with a mentor for mentor situation for underneath the Motorola. But we had, and then I had to do the blue light from Kmart. I got my own computer finally from a Commodore that we got over at a garage sale. But I went from red light special to doing a blue light, and I had this situation where it went from doing Biggie Smalls, okay, so Biggie Smalls, and I did Beauty Intoxication, okay, and I was just telling Chris, and my company's name was Beauty Intoxication. It was going from the Bush, going from a Budweiser contract that I legally had, okay, but I moved over that borderline, so I went from, and it's in that song from Lil Wayne, Sorry for the Fucking Wait, because I was loyal to Chili. I was loyal to Chili, and I was hired on. I had 4 stores, and then I finally got let go, which canceled out when they let me go, I was doing an interview. I picked up a shift, but then I let go of the shift online. And I got let go, and it was for St. Jude, which goes for benefiting kids. And for me being Danny, and for how it went from doing working as a server in Chili's, and then being Danny or Daniel, rarely Daniel James, and I rarely use the middle name James, but to do a do Garvin Thomas, and I really meant a lot to me, and I have to look at, and I'm looking at this as it's being displayed right now in my life. Like it's a LaBouche situation. In your life. But I look at it and I'm like, okay, well, listen, I represented this, and it was going into, at that time, okay, it was going from Chili's to do a meeting over at Buttercup, okay, and we always have our side projects, right? We have our side projects, and this is what gets me about being in the North. Because I moved in underneath an Andre 3000. My address was there. I mean, I was doing it to a point without that. I was doing it to a point. And there's always a conspiracy about color and about everything else. But I was going in for my blood work, and you can only get poked so many times. Lil Wayne, you understand how it is. I mean, and I'm sorry, and I'm just putting it out there, because I could do a whole entire freestyle, which I'm going to do in the next video, because it's only going to be over 15 minutes. But I had this whole entire thing, and I was upset because I wound up going from Chili's, and I was always loyal to Chili's because of me taking on the name Rita. Okay, because of me taking on the name Rita, and it got put into Chili's, and we had this deal. Usher would be mine. Usher would be the person who would understand it, because Michael's not there right now. But I could put it to an arrest in Lauderdale with going with a knife at the door because somebody else was there, and I was like, who's there? But the cops thought I was, instead of asking me, they took me down. And I get it. I get Trust me, I got that. I got that after. Dirty bit. But that's where it is. And I went to Chili's and I was working there after I did VH1 Saddle Ranch. And I had Mazda that was there, right? I had Mazda that was there. Mazda was underneath my social security, right? And we also had a deal with Lexus. And Nissan was supposed to come out. There was supposed to be money guaranteed on sales. What was supposed to be, I did Versa and all that other stuff. But I had a deal with doing Dry Bar, with doing St. Jude. So we met up at a restaurant and I got let go because I missed my shift. And different Alex from a different partner, who was in a partnership with me as a roommate. But as a partnership, they let me go. And I wasn't being ego, because I was being content. It was like, you know what? I'm at Costa. I live with Costa on the weekend. Well, on the weekends as a babysitter. I respected my brand, my life. And I got let go. And Buttercup restaurant was supposed to, we met at Buttercup, and it was supposed to be their color is yellow. Their color was yellow. And then Chili's is red, green, and yellow, or red, green, and white. But I was trying to do it as Karma Chameleon, do my red, gold, and green, and then try to support the Barack Obama in it. To do a BG, to do a Gavin, and then out of respect, and then I wanted somebody to meet up with me and say, hey, well, this is what's going on. It's not just being a Macarena at Maracas, to do a bartender, to sell a blowjob shot with whipped cream underneath my 112 contract, underneath the book Dust Child, which got put into my Google number, which got 112, which got Britney Spears, which got Taylor Swift, which got Blackstreet on No Diggity, Discovering Daniel, Chili's, Fidel Sassoon, Marinello. And the show, I just had some coffee and I had a custard donut, and I gotta be careful with the drugs right now because I was watching that Bruce Lee thing. But I got let go. I got let go from Chili's, and I didn't fight back on it. Instead, I went to say, you know what, I'm going to go do hair, right? But I got let go, and I got paid afterwards. I got unemployment afterwards. I got paid like $2,000 a month to go to school, and I had to upgrade I had to get a car. I got a Vespa. I had a car. I got a Mercedes. I bought an orange Mercedes. And I got orange Mercedes. I went through a BMW. I had a Jaguar as well at that time. Let me stop this real quick. Hold on, I'll be right back. I forward one.